Welcome to Women's Wellness Wednesday with your hosts, Tyrika and
Teresa. Hey, guys.
Hello, T.
Hey,
so I have a special guest this evening. We have Juan, who is one of our staples. He brings a warm, positive feel to Women's Wellness Wednesday, and we welcome that. We also have one of our staples backstage who will be welcome. We will welcome him as well. I'm having a tongue tie with these Women's Wellness Wednesdays W's. Right. So, T, introduce your guest.
This is my Shug, Jade. Tell us about yourself a little bit. Come on.
Okay, well, I'm Shug. I'm Teresa's bestest friend.
Okay.
Planet-wide. But no, Teresa, good friend, ace boom, more than a friend, more like a sister, for real, since day one, for her, which is, and I really mean it. I know a lot of people say that, but it really has been since we really just clicked. My bestie, $100,000.
And Jay brings that direct and straight to the point feel. No chaser, right? She's just straight to the point.
We love it. So we are going to get into a few topics. Hey, Dom, thank you for sharing and tagging folks. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Jess. That's our queen. Hey, beautiful.
So a few topics tonight. We also have a scavenger hunt, which is something different. We are excited to bring our scavenger hunt here on the BEN network and to Women's Wellness Wednesday. Our scavenger hunt will be fun. Our scavenger hunt will be interactive and inclusive. Something else we promote here on Women's Wellness Wednesday. Inclusiveness and a safe space.
Absolutely.
So before we get into the nitty gritty, how was your week, Teresa, starting with Sunday up until now?
It was a little bumpy weekend, some personal things I was dealing with, but Tyrika, I show resilience and I pour that into the people that I surround myself with. I try to not burden people with my issues, so I deal with them while still pouring into others.
Okay. You're never a burden.
Okay. How was your
week? That's resilience, whether they want to or not.
And you're never a burden. It is okay to deal with things with self. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't need an audience. Sometimes you don't need anything extra but you. And for the record, again, you're never a burden. So always make that call if you need to. Jade, how was your couple of days up until today?
Interesting, but not bad.
Okay.
Had to address a couple of things on a more serious note, especially at work. So, but I will say the outcome was way better than what I expected it to be.
Okay, that's good news.
So,
yes,
everything is resolved and kind of settled it down. So just one day at a time.
That's all it is.
Absolutely.
And, show up for yourself, advocate for yourself, and continue to thrive and strive. They heard what you said.
Yes.
Thrive and strive. Come on, Rick, say it again.
They heard what you said.
I know that's right.
Juan, how was your couple of days up until today?
I'd say the same. Work stress, man. I had a little bit of work stress over the weekend, but they know what I can do. Like I said, show up for yourself. Right.
Thank you.
And they know, but it's gonna come. My blessings is gonna come.
Always,
man.
Always.
Sometimes you just gotta remind people.
No, absolutely. Especially when they come to work. Like I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all gonna do? What do y'all do when I'm not here? Type shit. Like
you know what you bring.
Yeah.
You know what you bring.
Exactly what I bring to the table. So,
And jobs or places of employment are funny sometimes with that. There was a tagline, everybody's replaceable. Mm-hmm. Not me, killer. Okay. There's only one me. I mean, you're not like, so there's always a flexible thinking. If you think that, I'm replaceable, that's cool, but I'm going to go ahead and twist that and flexible think and say, no, I'm top tier and you're not going to get no better than me.
Absolutely.
Period.
So my couple of days.
Let's hear it,
So,
babe.
I feel accomplished, everyone. I completed 2 presentations within 2 days
Come on, girl.
consecutively. Thank you.
Come on, sis.
So when I say presentations, I mean speaking to a group of people who paid to hear what I have to say.
And you're getting paid. Come on now.
You
Got that check?
don't be modest about it.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited, and it's funny. I'm doing it because I need to take care of my family. You know, everything is not about the coin.
Right.
However, what I say with that is I offered to present again, no charge, due to there were some folks who missed it. Hey, love.
Hey,
There were
lovey.
some folks who missed it, and I really think that it was worth the replay. I think
Sure.
that the message that I gave to the audience that I was speaking to needed it. A particular company that needed a morale boost, and I was the cheerleader to give it to them. We went over the 5 pillars of resilience, and I really showed up for myself and them. I believe the takeaways were on point, and I can't wait to hear the reviews. On Sunday, so that was Monday. On Sunday, I had an event, and I had to find coverage. So many of you know, some of you don't, but I only work on weekends, and that's for various reasons. We'll get into that a different day. But I only work Saturday and Sunday, meaning for someone. Monday through Friday, I work for myself. So when I was offered the invitation, it was a little short notice, but I took it because there was an opportunity to, again, speak to the collective, and that's important for women and for my platform and what I have going on. So I found the coverage, which wasn't easy, but I did. I showed up for myself. I tapped into some strong relationships at work, and they worked out for me, and I was able to make the event, and I love that for myself. I received applause as I was speaking. I don't know how to put that in words, but to speak to a room full of people and to have it not necessarily interrupted because I was finishing out, but to have it just end with a round of applause felt, I don't even know.
Accomplished.
Right.
Accomplished.
Resilient.
Come
on.
I was super nervous, but those nerves were excitement. So I had a really good couple of days up until today to put that all together for everyone. So I'm super excited to be here today, showing up for myself again. Thank you to my special guests who are here. We are going to get into part 2 of what we discussed last week. So we touched on a topic. The title was Mothers Raise Their Daughters, but They Love on Their Sons. The reaction that we received from our male counterparts was interesting. And I'm super excited about the guest that we have and his perspective. We spoke about it backstage in great detail after the show. So I want to bring him on to hear his perspective. Not only is he respected highly, but he is our producer here on the big exclusive network. Shout out to him. We have Sade, who is going to grace us as well this evening when she's available. So Big E, if you can pop on so we can get started. Hello.
Hello, ladies.
How are you?
I'm on pretty early. I didn't expect to come on so quickly.
Sorry. But you know, I wanted to get into something. Shannon, how's my lighting? You never told me backstage.
Well, I'm not going to tell you live on the show.
Okay.
You need more lighting.
Okay.
You guys look great. You know what I mean? Ladies, gentlemen, good to see you. But yeah, you just need more light. I think I got enough light.
Both of us. Come on, cuz.
Hey,
I got all the light.
T, real quick. We gonna be all right. Giants gonna be all right. Okay.
No, see, no. All right.
Listen, just real quick. Let's just get out the no way. All right.
And
clients are not
I want
doing
to see y'all.
so great. Okay.
Creamy, because you said it, Creamy. I'm gonna go ahead and try to fix this. Because Shannon didn't say it to me right.
Shannon, we gonna be all right. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
See, she said you look amazing.
Oh, she said you look good, boo.
I know. I was just trying to thank you, my love. Is that better, Big E?
Yes.
Are you saying yes because I'm getting on you, or are you saying
oh that's the good.
All right.
Y'all get on my nerves, striking poses and stuff. It was like our light is good.
Except for that shirt. Shannon,
we good now?
Right. Shannon, can you please not discuss that? What you just said again? To T.
Scratch it from the record.
Thanks.
Oh, I ain't no scratching from the record. I'm a proud New York Giants fan, win or lose. We're not doing well this season, and that's all I'm gonna say. And then
so the Eagles are, and there's no need to talk about folks who aren't winning.
Oh, that's fair, but that's also not nice to say.
I asked Shannon.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm winning every day. I might be salty as shit, but I'm winning every day.
Y'all never do well, and that's from Creamy. There's 5 seconds from my screen.
So we got to take all this slander though, right?
The Eagles do every season,
bro, and you can't argue the
y'all historically bad.
It's bad. Look now, T is now you don't got shit to say. This is crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and switch it, Big E, because y'all.
Yeah, back to the topic at hand.
You wanted the spice, Big E.
Listen, I'm ready.
So last week we touched on in depth and detail, but we wanted to go further with mothers raise their daughters but love on their sons. My train of thought was ruined just now. Mothers raise their daughters yet love on their sons. So Shannon, can you lead? Biggie, can you lead with when you hear that statement, what does that say to you?
Speaking strictly from my experience, being in a household with twin sisters and my mom and my younger brother, me being the oldest, I had my twin sisters by a year, 11 months. You know, my mom was quick with it. God rest her soul. So when I hear that, I tend to truly believe that, because one of the things that we had discussed and what even made me want to come on last week, unfortunately, I couldn't come on screen, had a lot going on, was the fact that as a grown man, I realized that I had to unlearn a lot of things that I was taught growing up because I was raised by a single mom. Now, let's make no mistake about it. I had a world-class mom. She was probably my best friend. We talked about any and everything. I find that wisdom she instilled in me, I find myself saying that stuff to my daughters frequently. Those lessons, they'll never leave me. And, you know, financially, I couldn't really tell we were struggling because everybody was struggling. I felt like we were all on the even playing field, and she did the best she could with what she had. And when Pac said, Mama made miracles every Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthday, we never really went without. And I will say this, my mom even sold drugs to make sure we had what we needed. It was brief, but we had some people staying with us and somebody stole some money from her, and that was the only thing she could think of to do to get the money back so we would have it Easter.
Right.
That's just a little bit of background. I'm telling you how special my mom was and how much I love my mom. But she was still a single mom. She was still a woman trying to teach me how to be a man. There were some men around, but it was infrequent, right? My uncle, he was in and out of jail. So, you know, as a boy living with 3 women and a younger brother, a lot of the things that went on in the household, it felt like hindsight. It kind of felt like exactly what you said. Like my mom and my sisters were always like this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My mom outright called them bitches a couple different times. Like,
okay, now we talking, because that's what I want to get into.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it real. But when it came to me, she always was like, you the man of the house. You the oldest. I was responsible for everything. I had my list of chores. I had to make sure the trash was out. I had to make sure my younger brothers and sisters, or my youngest sisters and brother, ate consistently. I had to make sure they stayed in line. And it was certain things as a boy I wasn't allowed to do. Like I wasn't allowed to cry. I wasn't allowed to show emotion. I started working, fill a job. If anybody old enough to remember that, I started working that fill a job with some working papers at 13 years old. I didn't stop working till I was, I want to say 32.
Okay.
So I worked from the age of 13 to about 32, mainly because I thought that's what men did. I was robotic in a sense. And I look at a lot of the relationships I had previously to unlearning a lot of things, like it's okay to show emotion. Mm-hmm. It's okay to cry. It's okay to talk and vent. Once I learned those things were okay, my relationships with women got a lot better. There are other things that make it not work out. But what I did do was realize that I had to unlearn a lot of things that I learned as a young man coming up in the household with other women. And the most important thing for me when I started to realize that was that I had very unhealthy relationships with women, because I thought I was doing everything a man's supposed to do. I provided everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. I went to work every day. I did everything that I was what I thought I was supposed to do as a man was provide, which means I paid all the bills, made sure everybody in the household was safe. To me, gender roles were everything. Like men's supposed to take out the trash, right. You supposed to do the dishes. I didn't know anything about love languages. So in my mind, my relationships were failing and I was feeling inadequate, thinking like, yo, what am I doing wrong? I thought I'm doing everything as a man that a man's supposed to do, not realizing that I was trying to love these women the way I thought they needed and wanted to be loved, and not the way they wanted to be loved. So a lot of that stuff I had to unlearn and realize that you have to listen. You have to be able to communicate effectively. And part of being an effective communicator is being an effective listener. So there's a lot of things that I had to learn. A lot of things that I had to unlearn and then learn to kind of be more of a more well-rounded man. Okay. I don't fall into these traps of beta men and alpha men and simps and players and pimps. And I don't really subscribe to any of that shit, honestly, because the way I see it, if a woman makes me feel good and she's loving me the way I need to be loved, meaning she understands my love languages and what I need, I'm going to do my best to understand hers and make sure I'm capable. Because a lot of men out here are tricking themselves into thinking they're capable of loving women correctly.
They have no clue.
And have no clue. Some women don't need to communicate. Some women don't need you to jackrabbit them. Some women don't need you to provide. Some women don't need you to do certain things. Like you just have to. That I was always told, they will call it again, my mom, God rest her soul, the devil is in the details, right? Because I was always taught the big shit take care of itself. It's the little things that count. It's the little things that matter. Like those thoughtful gifts, whether they be expensive or grand or small. It's something as small as leaving a note on the mirror. When she get up, she sees that. Like you have to understand the nuance and the details in the person that you're dealing with. Right. Some men don't want to put that kind of effort into loving a woman simply because it's not easy. It's not easy to be attentive. It's not easy to listen, because part of listening is you got to listen to her putting that mirror on you. Like you are responsible for this. or you're not doing that. And men don't want to feel inadequate ever. We want to feel big and strong and protective, and we about our business and we can do our job. And so it's important that we understand each other and pay attention, because the devil is in the details. And when men start to understand that, I think we have, well, when men and women start to understand that, I think we can have much better relationships, and that'll like really strengthen our community as a whole.
You said something in the beginning in reference to your mom, God rest her soul, and your sisters. Mothers are rougher, if you will, on their daughters. When you've seen that, and not, you don't have to give very many examples for personal reasons, but do you understand it now? And what did you feel about it then?
So
as the eldest.
So at the time, I looked at it from a very juvenile perspective, right? When I saw my mom treat my sisters differently, in my mind as a juvenile, and thinking I'm always in trouble for these heifers anyway, good, get them, okay? I didn't realize at the time, like looking at it just from young Shannon, like, you know, adolescent Shannon, right, like preteen Shannon. It was thank God the attention ain't on me. I was a good kid. I stayed on the honor roll. I never had behavior issues. Sports was my life. I feel like watching their relationship at the time, I was just happy that she wasn't bothering me, because I get to go outside and do what I was doing. But looking back on it, when I got older and actually speaking to my sisters and realizing how deeply they were hurt by the way that they were treated. It, you know, my one sister felt like it was jealousy, right? My other sister felt like, well, we paying for her mistakes. And the fact of the matter is, my mom got pregnant young with me. Both my sisters, who were twins, both end up pregnant at 16. Not because I wasn't on the ass, not because my mom wasn't on the ass, but when you try to put, when we tried to put them in the box, they just got wild creative on how to get out. Yep. And seeing them clash, I really, to this day, really, because I don't really understand that dynamic fully, I just know I felt like my mom, and they've said this, that they've said this over the years, like, you know, you mommy favorite. I'm sure. Like, what? Like, that's, I didn't understand that. But looking at what was going on coming up, I can understand why they would say that, because, and then again, when they would say it, I would justify it in my head, like, well, fuck, I do everything right. Like, I'm working, my grades are good, I bring money in the house. It was at one, when I would turn 17, I literally took care of every bill in the house and their kids and my nephews. Like, I was man of the house, dad and son, like, and financial provider for the literally the whole house and everything in it, from rent to electric, gas, everything. So for me, I'm like, all right, I can understand why they would feel like that, but at the same time, I felt like I was bringing value to our family, where they were taking resources away. And that's, again, that adolescent brain. But looking back on it now as an adult, I still don't understand why their relationship was so contentious. I just know that I wouldn't want to have had that relationship with my mom.
I mean, so being a parent to both genders, Maya, who's 23, has challenged me. She brought it to my attention that I, in her opinion, favored her brother over her, because Jade put it in a good perspective last week, and I'm going to piggyback off of her. In my mind, I was doing my best being her mother on preparing her for what's to come as a woman. So I'm hard on her, and I'm trying to make sure that she's independent and this and that, and I'm more loving on my son. But how Jade, like you said last week, you said, repeat what you said, because I don't want to. the perspective.
No, yeah. Basically, I feel that mothers do have to be harder on their daughters just from a women's standpoint, just because they already know what they're going to be hit with in just walking out the door in society. So I feel like mothers feel like it's their job to prepare them for basically like the unfairness that it does play, because men and women, that stuff plays a lot in society. It has a heavy, happens a lot to a lot of people just simply because you are a woman. So I feel like mothers have to prepare the daughters for that, and then with the sons, the loving on the sons, just because there are males, especially for when they kind of break it down to culture, like black men, in the world, and they always say, our men need to be loved on, which I think is accurate. I mean, we all need to be loved on, but especially, black men should be loved on as well. So that's how I feel like that. I do agree with the saying as well, that mothers raise their daughters and they love on their sons.
So I will say my mom did admit to me one time years ago that she felt like, because I remember finding out I was going to be a dad, right? And I was like, all right, well, my friends are like, oh yeah, you're going to have, a Shannon Jr. And I'm like, huh? No, like, give me daughters. They just looked at me like, what?
Right.
What are you talking about? And it was and in my mind, I remember a conversation I had with my mom a long time ago, and she was like, and I brought it to her. I said, yo, my sisters like keep thinking like I'm the favorite and you love me more than them. And she was like, no, it was never that I loved you more than them. But I understood. I grew up in an era where I seen firsthand how black men were treated in this country. And in the neighborhood we grew up in, down the bottom, it was murder every day. Tim can attest to this. It was like every day somebody was trapped. And for her, she felt like because I was outside so much that she felt like she needed to give me that extra love in case I never came back through the door because of what was happening in the streets and in the neighborhood. She could only protect me, but so much. I wanted to go out. And I always said, if she knew half the shit that I did out there, she might not have made it to the age that she did. But I understood it. And so when I found out I was going to be a father, I'm like, give me girls, because the worst that can happen is they can come in and say I'm pregnant. I can handle that. I'm okay with that.
But with a man, with a little boy,
Your
and
son,
a black man, he got all types of enemies coming from all different types of places. Police,
police, the other black men, store
white
owners,
men,
white men, like white women,
everybody.
Like it's like
back daily.
We go outside is we are attacked. It feels like from all angles. And that's another thing I say about relationships. When we walk back in the house, like, relax.
It's got to be peaceful. It got to be peace in there.
I need that to be my fortress of solitude, because I deal with all of this when I walk out the door.
Talk about it, yo.
So again, like, bringing it back full circle, when I found out I was going to be a dad, I'm like, well, the worst my daughters can do is come home pregnant. Yeah, well, I can deal with that. I can handle that. I can still make sure they graduate. I can still make sure they're entrepreneurs and they run their own companies. I can deal with that. But like Juan said, bro, he understands, like, anything. The niggas might shoot you. The cops might shoot you. The white woman might say you tried to do something to her. It's everything. It's so many pressures when we walk out the door. I'm like, I don't want a son to deal with or do the shit that I did coming up. It's too much pressure to be a black man. It's hard out here. It is hard out here to be a black man. And that's the most important thing, is that we as black men have at home, if we have a significant other, is that relationship that we have at home. Because we need that space to be vulnerable, to be safe, to vent properly, to feel like we're being heard and listened to be loved on. I don't understand this shit, this age we live in now, with nobody got no fucks to give. Everybody got zero fucks about everything. No, I want somebody to give a fuck about me. I want to give a fuck about somebody. I want to be loved and loved properly.
And proudly. Like, be proud to love on me.
Facts. Facts. I'm telling you, I don't like this society we live in now is rough. It's like they trying to erase emotions out of everything.
My mother definitely favored my younger sister over me. I feel like she made all the initial mistakes with them and then tried to do better with her.
I mean, that's unfortunate, but it could be true. I mean, I go into it all the time. Parenting doesn't come with a manual, a handbook. You can't download software, download an app. It's literally like you're learning and growing with your children.
On the job.
On the job, like 24/7. And the mistakes that you make, unfortunately, will come with your firstborn. And you hope to do better with your secondborn. But it's like I said, parenting doesn't come with a manual, and it's challenging every day. It probably wasn't intentional that moms show a child love more than the other, but if it's definitely brought to a parent's attention or a mother's attention, it should definitely make sure that it's addressed and handled appropriately.
So
I mean, I grew up as a single. Grew up as the only child. I mean, I had brothers and sisters, but to people who grew up in the house with their brothers and sisters, almost most of them say, as an adult looking back, it comes from like, well, maybe this child needed more love than this child. Like I knew this one was okay and he can handle himself, but this one over here was struggling, might have needed my help for 5 or 6 years. Yeah. Or if I see this, you know what I'm saying? Like because they know they children, but that's like I said, I can't speak 100% on that, but most of the people that I actually grew up in the house with their siblings say that.
Yeah. The oldest is normally the one that is the parent is the toughest on. I find that, my mom was very tough on me. I appreciate it in some ways, not many ways. I appreciate it in some ways because I know the world is rough and it's hard. But at 40, like I'm handling myself. And I feel like at the time where all that roughness was being given, you could have been a little softer, sis.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's rough out here, but I'm all right. Like now,
yeah, but you gotta understand as a parent, right? At this age, we're all parents, right? I believe.
Not yet. Well,
okay.
Blended family, so yeah.
Okay, all right. But we've seen how fucked up and cruel this world can be.
Yeah.
So I always felt like what I realized is I initially felt like my mom was being hard on me. I did dishes. I had to learn how to cook. I had to learn how to do laundry. I had to learn how to shop because these are all things she had left for me to do at one point when she was indisposed.
Right.
But looking back on it, those hard lessons and all the stuff that I felt like she was being hard on me about, all of this shit I get praised for today. Right? So I think as an adult, you've seen or we've seen the horrors of what this place has to offer us. Yeah. So if I have to be a little bit harder on my kids for them to get it, like I'm going to be hard on them. My daughters, I'm so blessed. Like they are great kids, academically, mentally, emotionally. It's hard for me to say no to them because they are so like
well-rounded.
Yes. But at the same time, I'm like, the world's not going to give a fuck about y'all.
Right.
They don't care about you. They don't owe you nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you have to understand when you leave daddy presence, you leave mommy presence, you're a representative of who we are when you go out in this world.
Yeah.
It's going to be incumbent upon you to make sure you're a force to be reckoned with. So I'm going to be hard on them. I want my daughters
to command the room. Like I'll finish the sentence.
I really want them to treat this world like it's their playground. Do whatever the fuck it is that you want unapologetically.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck who throat you step on, who feelings you hurt. Do what you need to do to make sure you're successful and you can jet set around the world and live the best life possible. That's all I ask, and I'm going to be hard on them. They have a curriculum outside of what the school is teaching them. That's not because I want to keep them busy. It's because at the end of the day, it's things that I don't think the establishment wants them to know or gives a shit if they know. They're talking about LLCs, EINs, business credit, regular credit, debt, we're assets, liabilities. These are all things they're learning outside of school. Because one thing I realized, I didn't understand credit till I went to college. And as a matter of fact, I didn't even understand it. I'm just like, they giving shit away.
Right.
Don't get all the shit.
Well, that's because our parents didn't tell us shit. We had to learn the hard way.
That right there is the reason my kids will never have that excuse.
And you're setting up generational wealth for them to
will never have that excuse that my parents didn't
on the payroll.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, it is. So I don't look at it as being hard on my kids. I look at it as who else going to prepare them for the cruelty that we face every day in this world. Right now that they're sheltered from, because we can protect them.
Right.
But does it have to, do I have to be called a bitch though sometimes when you're telling me?
It seems to be much harder on the daughters, especially
the oldest.
I apologize to my Julie all the time because I could have been softer compared to her younger brother. But for me, my intent was to make sure she could be independent and educated and not make all the bad decisions I did growing up. And she's 22 and we're best friends and extremely successful. But I could have been a bit softer.
Jessica, I really appreciate that. And I think I needed to hear that as someone's daughter whose mother isn't the softest, but sweet is what we call my mom. Sweet's all that. Like she gets many accolades because of the woman I am. However, I'm not going to say but because that negates it. However, semicolon, I feel like the delivery could have been a little softer, like Jessica is saying.
Let me ask you a question.
So
yes.
Okay. Question real quick off of that though. You were saying that she could have been softer. Do you feel like because of the roughness that she gave, is that why you can so easily roll with the punches now? Because I remember you were saying like I'm all right, I got it. Like, so would you say that kind of, even though, it's valid in what you're saying, it could be softer, but do you feel like that's why you roll with the punches so good now?
That's why, right, Jade. So right. Yes. It's a yes.
Period.
Yes.
Okay.
Period. Go ahead, Biggie, because I know you're trying to tear it up. Go ahead, because you're smiling.
No. That was a great question. It was along the lines of what I was going to ask. Like, could you imagine, or if you had an opportunity, you could snap your finger and you could choose a different mom. Would you choose?
No, I keep.
Then what are we talking about?
Loving on me a little different. Now, seriously, as like we do need strong women in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
But we need drill sergeants? I mean, some may, but damn, like I just feel like.
So hold on. Do you understand? Like, and most of us, we don't even understand the type children we were. We don't give grace to our parents and what they was dealing with in those times. Yeah. It could have been a shut-off notice in the door that like you just don't understand what our parents was going through at the time because we didn't care about nothing. Kids are the most selfish, arrogant, needy, broke motherfuckers on the planet.
Right.
Emphasize on broke.
And they want what they want when they want it. Right. And they don't realize what parents are out here doing to ensure that there is Thanksgiving if you do that, Christmas if you do that, and any other holiday, right? Birthday.
I just circle back, like as I was saying, being a mom of a daughter, I know that piggybacking off of also what Jessica said, I was pregnant with Maya at 17. So raising her up, I wanted to make sure she wasn't going to make the same mistakes I did. And I didn't allow her to be free to make her own mistakes and to learn from them. Right. But now that I'm older and she's kind of taught me, we can have these conversations. She can tell me where I need to improve. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to have that dialect with my own mother so that we could fix our relationship. So when we go back to the whole thing about like it starts at home, you have to open that platform, that open dialect, that safe space for your children.
Talk to them, T.
To talk to you, because I feel as though if you had the opportunity when you were 15, 16, 17 to have a conversation with your mom, to be like, Mom, like certain things that you say and the way that you say it really hurts me. Is there a way that you can deliver it better to me? Your relationship would have had blossomed then at 17 to where it is now.
No, see, she was born in 62.
Right. No, I get it. My mom
black,
too.
so she didn't want to hear none of that.
Right. I could never tell my mom she hurt my feelings. She'd be like, Ann, I gave birth to you. Deal with it. You hurt my feelings when I gave birth to you.
Right.
How I used to parent Maya until Maya was like, ho, ho, ho. Yeah, you're my mom, but outside of being my mom, I have a life to live. And I need you to know that if you're supposed to be my safe place, why can't I talk to you about safe things? Why can't I express how I'm feeling to you so that we can improve our own relationship? Like, parents have to be able to receive what their children are saying, and it's not coming from a malicious intent. They're just unfiltered, and they're going to just tell you how they're feeling. You just got to listen to what they're saying.
Right.
That's a very good point.
I'm crying. I love you. Thank you for your perspective. You're everything. I love that. That was for you, T. We didn't care. Our lights was cut off, but my mom still made sure I got them basketball sneaks. But we had them candles lit though too. Say that then.
Right.
You know, I could tell you the staple meal. What do we have every birthday, Juan?
Spaghetti and salad.
Right.
Period.
So every birthday dinner, if you were one of the sisters and you had a birthday and you was the first cousin, we was going to your house for spaghetti dinner.
Right.
Like who's cooking?
Said, when you leave this house, you represent me. So you gonna have them basketball sneakers, but just know we're gonna light these candles when you get back from practice because you got them sneakers. I can't pay for the electric, but you look good outside.
Right. And wear your good shoes on Sunday because we going to the fair after church.
Yeah.
Right.
So wear your good shoes. I feel like there's no excuse at all. A child, this is key, Deandra. I feel like there's no excuse to call a child out their name, period. I have a friend that called her child all types and kinds of bitches. I definitely had a long talk with her about this. She didn't even realize how bad it was because her mother did it to her. We have to forgive our parent. We have to forgive and give our parents grace because the further back we go, the closer to slavery we get. Talk to them, Deandra. A lot of things get passed down. We know better now. We must do better. That's a
while I do
the trauma in beating your kids, though, you got to understand that. And she's right. She's absolutely right. We get that from the slave master beating us and getting us in line.
Right, but there's a difference between giving grace and just sweeping shit under the rug.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a fine line between giving grace and sweeping shit under the rug. Like I'll be the first to say I hold my mama accountable for the shit.
Right, and I challenge
for the trauma on a daily when she start to get to acting up. However, you know, some of the time I know, I was an asshole back then.
I think that's why Shannon, Big E was able to say, wait a minute, Reek. Think about how you were. These kids are different. Think about how you were as a child. So because I had the responsibility that I had, I did have a lot of mouth. I have a lot of mouth now. So, you know, I probably wasn't the easiest teenager, as he chuckles. I probably wasn't the easiest teenager, but you know, I still have feelings.
No, I definitely agree with that.
Go ahead, Jake. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but just coming from another perspective for me, because you know, unfortunately, I don't have like a deep relationship with my mom. I wasn't fortunate to get that, but that's okay, because even with, you know, some of us, because not everybody had their mom around or their father. So when it comes to them having their own kids, me personally, I just kind of know more so what not to do, but I still don't really know what to do. And I've told Teresa this on countless occasions that I really didn't grab tits of like being a mom until kind of I met her. And I have another friend, Chrissy, and I've always told them I really respected their parenthood and the way that they raise their kids. So I honestly like pulled gems from that because I didn't have those examples.
Those are strong relationships.
Yeah, like I didn't have those examples, but just kind of I kind of lost my train of thought. Dang. But
take your time. T had recently I reached out to her. Well, she reached out to me just to see how I was doing, and I was struggling. Juan can attest. I've been struggling a little bit with my toddler, and so T said, "Reek, if you don't mind, respectfully, can I help you with that?" So I know her parenting skills. Like she didn't judge the fact that I was stressed out or didn't pick up the phone or didn't return her text. I'm just like, look, my toddler is toddlering, and I'm having a hard time because I can't juggle the two. So I promise I'm gonna text you, I'm gonna call you back, but just, and she's like, Rick, I want to help you. Like, do you mind the help? And I said, yeah, I want the help. So had I not said something, you get what I'm saying? Like,
no, absolutely. Because she helped when I first brought my son home. Like, I felt bad because I was like, I'm yelling to tell him to shut up because the crying was just like taking me out. Like, take me out. And she just was like, that's normal. That's okay. You're gonna tell him to shut up like 10 more times tomorrow.
Be real.
So,
yep.
You know, just that.
We got an expression.
Line up is really big, like really big. But to I caught my thought back, but to spin back around when y'all was talking about giving grace and then holding the parents accountable. Now, as far as that, I do believe it's a very, very thin line because for me, you don't really understand the things that your parents had to do until the older you get, until you start really breaking down. I like to call them like them gray areas. But and then too, once you're older, you have the opportunity to kind of get more in tune with your feelings, to understand how you felt and be able to articulate that to your parent.
There you go.
And that can be hard to have those conversations, even for your parents. It's like he's giving them grace, but as you said, you gotta let them know, like, no, that wasn't cool, even though you were trying to do your best, and I get that.
Right.
And I'm not trying to negate that, but still, the way you went about it just...
You're going to take accountability for that.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Stand on it.
Go ahead, Shannon.
No, I was going to say, we developed an expression, and we say, fuck them kids, right? A lot of time, on the outside looking in, it sounds bad, right? But we all understand what that means because we all, as parents, need that break. And it excuse me, that could have been your mom way of expressing herself back then. Like, fuck them kids. That could have been her, or however you felt like she made whatever way she expressed herself when talking to you. It could have just been something as simple as fuck them kids. Like, come on. Because we didn't know as kids what we had to go through. And now that we're all adults, right, for us who have kids, and we realize the everyday struggle it is.
Real.
None of us are rich here, right?
No.
Okay. So
couple months, Jen. I got a couple months.
We understand what that everyday struggle is, right? And sometimes our kids are just like,
right.
Wait,
bro, and everything's at their fingertips. Like, they don't even have to come to you to ask you. It's send me Cash App, send me Venmo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, but you just got to I kind of look at it like, it's like, for me, I give the analogy to basketball. We have greatness in every era. But the era we are in now, we have to adjust. And we have to get back to the way that, it takes a village. How do we get back to that when everybody is so disconnected, disjointed, nobody has any fucks to give? The way I say we can start getting back to that is start looking for a mentor, right? And I brought this up specifically because I wanted to say this, and I wanted to make sure that it was public record and they get to hear it. But I didn't have a dad. So I had no clue on what it meant to be a father, right? Or how to even do the shit. But what I did have was some examples of fathers that I looked up to, right? One of the people I looked up to, and he's younger than I am, but you know, he had found Tiff and they were married. But Tiffany ex-husband, Mike.
Okay.
Mike is, when I say he is an awesome father. And I got to watch him be a dad and learn from him and take my cues from him and just pick up the phone and talk to him if I needed to. The other father figure I had in my life, not in my life, but that I looked up to, was my cousin Sean. And to be able to watch my cousin Sean be a dad is one of the, like, people think I'm a good dad, but Mike and Sean are like leaps and bounds above me as a father. And what I will say is I'm blessed and I'm appreciative that I had two men to look up to as fathers and to be examples for me. So if you're struggling with being a mom or you're struggling with being a dad,
Right.
look in your inner circle. And if you look through your phone and there's not at least one person you think is a good mom in your friend group, get new friends.
Right. Reevaluate.
If you look in your phone and there's no examples of a good father and they're all deadbeats, get new friends.
Right.
Because there's no way you should have those kind of people in your circle. I don't fuck with deadbeat dads. Like, we can't be friends at all. Because I don't understand that. I get to watch my daughters just evolve and blossom into like real live human beings. And it's the most beautiful thing on the planet to watch. And I don't understand why you want to miss that and not participate. The fact of the matter is, even if you didn't want the kid, it's too late. They're here now. Right? That's your DNA. My heartbeats are outside of my chest. My heart is outside of my chest in those two little girls. I'm gonna do everything I can to provide and protect and make sure they need and they have everything they want. I mean, have everything they need and most of what they want. So the way I feel like to get the village back is ask somebody to ask for help, ask for a mentor. Like, yo, can you show, like, what do you do? Like, I found myself texting Mike, what do you do when he like, oh, bro, you just got to, and then a lot of that shit boiled down to, bro, you just got to be patient or you just got to let them learn.
I don't think we live in a society where people can swallow their pride and just ask for help. Back in the day when I grew up, it was like my mom didn't have to ask the neighbors to keep an eye on me. That was just what they did because they knew she had to work these certain hours. I think that unfortunately we don't have a society where I think certain moms would swallow their pride and just be open and honest to be like, yo, I need a little bit of help.
I respectfully, I disagree. You know why? Because it's not going to take for you to publicly declare you need that help. Because again, it's a matter of, Suge picking up the phone saying, what the hell is going on here with these kids? Like, I'm at my wit's end. How do you do this?
Right.
But and I'm talking about, and not to complete strangers, but I'm talking about to the people that's in your immediate circle. That's like, if you look at if you look at your 10 most frequent people you talk to.
Sure.
Is there a good mom in there? Is there a good dad in there? Is there somebody in there that's useful? And if it's not, it's time for you to start changing your circle.
Right. But what I was saying was the society, I honestly, at my age, don't even think I have 10 solid female friends that I would trust with shit. So I have I have a hard time feeling like these younger women have a solid core group that they could turn to, because I'm a grown ass woman and I do not have 10 strong, solid women that I would trust with my kids or trust to converse for advice with my kids.
We need to change that.
Wow.
No, I mean, I can understand that because I don't have 10 solid women. I say I probably got a good two.
I have a question for that. Like, do you feel like women are harder on each other when it comes to certain things?
Especially being mothers. I think we don't give ourselves enough grace, and we don't give each other enough grace. It is okay for you to hear another mom. This is my opinion, and people can ridicule me if they want, to be like, I need you to literally shut the fuck up. Now they're not trying to be aggressive or mean, but you, as a parent, you're a human, you get to that point. I don't need someone to judge me for saying that or having an opinion about me as a mother, because I might have told my kid I need them to shut the fuck up.
Right.
Right.
No,
Sorry.
And T's face is dead ass. Like, I
I
mean it. Like, I mean it.
100%.
So I don't have to literally say that, but
Right.
my daughters know the look.
That's how we grew up.
Like, so they know, oh shit just got real.
Right.
With dad. Now for moms, it may be different. And I don't like I can hear you say that, right? And completely understand. See, it's those ones that I feel like, and don't shoot the messenger, but I feel like the ones who feel like that aren't really active or full-time parents.
1,000%.
Nailed it.
1,000%. I feel like people who be having the most to say are people who aren't that involved with their own kids. Because I'm not judging nobody, but if you know a person has a kid and their kid's name don't come out their mouth at some point in time in the night in the conversation or something, like, yeah, there's a problem. Me personally, I think it is a problem because all of the parents that I know keep their kids' name in their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's built into your fabric. It's built into your DNA. It's like everything in my life revolves around them and what they need and my motivation for doing what I do, and everything is they right there.
Right.
They
so
right there.
Big E had asked me when he first discovered my act, he had asked me what my goals were and why am I doing what I'm doing. Because again, he doesn't just deal with anybody, and I don't say that lightly, so no one take offense. So he asked me what my goal was, and I said my why is my son. And throughout this journey of 10 months of working for Shannon, investing in myself, investing in BEN, he's had to remind me a few times what my why is and what I'm doing it for. And I say that, Shug, to say my son's name is in my mouth daily, in my business. My father's name, the K in Concrete Roses for Cool Stand. Like, so there's always history and family and what I love and what my goals are. They're all aligned, and Stan is the reason. So, you know, I agree with Big E 100%. He is the reason. He's my why. There's anything after that doesn't.
That's just
whatever. That's why I'm in front of the camera. I've never done anything like this before. It's empowering. It was needed. I'm glad I did it. But my why was my son, the financial stability, the message I needed to give. How do you give a message but still be financially free? Oh, okay. Become a keynote speaker. Your son is your why, but you got to put some type of financial piece behind it. And so how do you do that, Reek? Well, you do this, you do that, because that's your why.
Absolutely. I can agree with that, because I feel like I started getting better with people once I had my son. Because as I said last time, I'm not one for patience, and I really don't have patience with people like that. If they do something to me, like, or something I might see or just observe, like, if I don't know you, I'm not really a big talker for real. I'm just somebody that kind of just, I say what I feel needs to be said, and then I'm just quiet, and then I just observe. But once I had my son, that made me definitely be just a little bit softer, a little bit more open to other people, and more so, not that I wasn't aware of how I was coming off, because I am aware of how I came off, but just to be, like I said, you're just a little bit more open, a little bit more softer, and giving people just a bit more grace and a little bit more patience. Because you would say one thing, I'll be like, okay, you just to the side. I can't really rock with that, but that's all right, and I just keep them there.
Because everything ain't for everybody,
right? But you know, people need grace, and they need some chances, just depending on what it is. Now
her son is slowly melting that ice box where okay, chipping away at it, because Jade is no nonsense, no patience, no grace. And this last year's going to be 2 in March, and these past 2 years she has kind of like flourished a little bit.
Our kids do something different to us. As a parent, I don't know what I was doing before my son. I always say that. Our virtual scavenger hunt. I don't know if people are prepared. I want to wake people up some more. We're running. I think we're okay with time, Big E.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so our virtual scavenger hunt.
So are y'all kicking me out? I can go now.
No, it ain't kicking you out. What do you want to?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it.
No,
like that.
Big E, you can go behind the scenes, brother, if you want. Okay. But you're more than welcome to stay.
Thank you for coming on. We appreciate that you were being vulnerable and honest.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
I commend you.
So
I commend you for trying to learn love languages, boo. Come on, keep learning them love languages, because we all got different ones.
I know them all.
I know them all. It's about
which one go to
her.
which lips. Yeah,
right. And you got to know how she gives it and how she receives it, because how you might receive it is maybe how she's not giving it. So y'all got to get that together.
Y'all learn her love language and how she loves.
Okay, let me get her first, all right, and then I'm gonna consult my village.
That's right.
You know
and
what
you
I
better
mean?
call me, because I have all the 21 questions like 50 for her ass. Okay, and that's all.
Hey, I love y'all. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate
love you back. So our virtual scavenger hunt is something fun that we're gonna do in conjunction with Go Grab Lunch. We have a few items around, or we have a few things that we want to make sure you guys have, or if you don't have, it's fine. Whoever has the majority of the items wins the Go Grab Lunch. I did a whole show on love languages. We love that. Auntie Shug, we love that love language. Keep doing them. Do replays. Go Grab Lunch. We're doing our scavenger hunt. So right now in the audience, and you're going to have to be bold enough to press the StreamYard link. Now I want participation. These are stuff that you can find. It's not hard, but we're just going to have fun. So first, we need a coffee mug, a wine bottle,
gray socks, hand sanitizer.
Ooh. So far we have a coffee mug, gray socks, a wine bottle,
and hand
sanitizer. Something frozen, a pillow, and a pen.
Oh, that's light stuff, people. That's right around you.
Yeah. A pillow.
So while we're waiting, look at my cute little mug.
I love it.
Isn't it cute?
What's his name? Teacup?
Chippy.
Yes. I love that.
Wait, and I got another one for our 420 friendly folk.
Oh, wonderful. Do you use it?
I love that.
No.
And minus the no.
Right.
Gray socks, a wine bottle, a coffee mug.
Hand
sanitizer.
Anybody, come on. Somebody
something
show
frozen.
Us
More where y'all at? I know y'all got this stuff.
Something frozen. Wine bottle, gray socks, a coffee mug, hand sanitizer.
Hold up, I got all of that. Wine, coffee mug, gray socks, hand sanitizer, frozen burgers.
My man, coming with the participation.
I can't win though, right? I can't.
I want to go grab lunch.
No, Big E. I love that. Participation. We wanted you guys to laugh a little bit. We wanted to be inclusive. Okay. This is a fun activity. If anybody in the chat has these items, Big E, drop the link. We would love to hear from you. Take a chance. Come say hello. Your screen has to be up because you got to show us the items. And plus, you're beautiful. So we want to see you anyway.
Yes.
Come on with the items.
I don't think I have anything else. I don't have a wine bottle. I don't have gray socks.
We got a wine bottle.
Coffee mug. Yeah, but that's good.
We got a wine bottle.
Got the wine bottle.
We got a pillowcase. We have a pillow. What else is in here? Because hand sanitizer, I don't have anything on my desk. Something frozen. Yep, hand sanitizer. Go ahead.
Sanitizer.
Okay.
Getting there.
He cheating, right? Auntie Shug, show us something. You gotta have a wine glass.
I didn't cheat. My daughter's went into action. Well, listen, they got to get the joke for you.
She like,
Hold on. I told y'all my babies. I told y'all my babies be about their father. I'm telling you.
He
As
said
I
they
was
was right there when he was talking.
Hey, girls.
He said they was right there when he was talking.
I love that.
Listen. What happened?
Pretty girl.
What happened?
Hi.
What
Nice
happened?
to see you,
They
Mama.
trying to say
That
I
blue is
cheated.
pretty on you.
It does look pretty.
Hey,
Hey.
girl. Okay, with the matching blues.
Now,
Yes.
who went and got the stuff?
I know that's right. Always have daddy's back. I know
I'm
that's
getting
right.
out the
But
way.
listen,
I just
they
I
just
ain't
won.
there.
The girls won.
Shannon, they're beautiful. God
The
bless
girls won.
them.
Thank you guys so much for participating. Women's
Yes,
Wellness
that's blue.
Wednesday is for everybody, and we'll make sure that you guys get $20 each. Okay?
Oh, let's go. $20 each.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Thank you for participating.
Oh, Shannon, they're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
Not like I don't understand where they get it from, but you know.
I mean, he all right.
You already know whatever.
Hey, you know, I know.
It's his smile.
It
I know.
is. You do got nice grippers. You
I
do.
I'm so glad he has all his teeth.
Yeah, me too.
I don't. Do you? I'm just going.
Yeah, but that's
Come on,
all
Big
right.
E.
I don't see that.
Yeah.
So listen, we are going to finish up now. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to the lovely ladies and gentlemen who graced us with their presence, who participated in the comments. We love you all. We will see you all next week on Women's Wellness Wednesday.
Can't stop, won't stop. Good night.